Oh, for fuck's sake. If I could stop sneezing, that would be great. Because, good lord. Oh. Holy hell. As soon as I finish setting up. Give me one more second, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry about the late start today. Oh. We had to go run an errand real quick, and I wanted to go with on the errand because I wanted to check the closer local hardware store and have determined I do in fact need to order what I'm wanting. So I'll have to try to order that later today. And our friend had a crisis, and we're just making sure that we were both on board with a plan, a backup plan for our friend should it come to it. Because we know what it's like to be in his position without anybody that gives a shit, and with no backup plan at all, so we just needed to make sure that he knew we would help him figure it the fuck out if it comes to it. We know he would be his absolute last option, and it would be absolutely dire for him to accept our offer, and we're okay with that. Excuse me, but we had to make sure that he knew that we would figure it the fuck out. Somehow, some way. Excuse me. Because he's a good kid and he doesn't deserve what he's being put through. Alright, so now that my voice is shot to shit from sneezing, right as I was about to hit start stream, let's get into things here. Man, I even had a mask on outside when we were walking, but I guess I didn't get it on soon enough. Something about this town, man. My sinuses are just like, nope. Alright, so I hope everybody's Monday has been going alright. Because Mondays have a way of not going alright. Don't know why. I guess from people having bad weekends and wanting to take it out on the next person they see. Don't know. We may never know. Alright, So yesterday when we left off, we were working on getting our trees in. We got our background sky color done. So, I mean, that was good. So that was something. And I know our trees aren't as densely packed as Bob's, but I was also afraid it would just look like a massive blob of color, which is not what I really wanted. I didn't want huge chunky blocks of color back in here, which is a risk I'd be taking with this particular medium. Just not really what I was looking for here. So I need to try to bring this down a little bit in here. I should have had this at more of a steeper pull in, and I didn't. Should have had more of a sharper curve to that coming in. Man, I even had the window shut when we went to bed last night, or when I went to bed. Hey, can you do me a favor? Could you get me a candy cane?
Yeah.
I don't have any cough drops, so sometimes that helps. With my voice being able to talk. Because now I just sound like I swallowed glass. Holy crap. I got a little bit more editing done last night, and our friend had gotten a farmy kind of game with his Humble Bundle, and he thought I might like it, so he gave it to me. And I was trying to figure it out.
Hello.
And it didn't come with a tutorial. It would just like have things that would pop up about, oh, you need this. You need this to make this happen. But other stuff, they just threw you in, and I'm like, what am I missing? And I wasn't getting it, and I think I was too tired to keep trying at that point, so I was like, yeah, that's okay. I'll come back to you later. I don't want to fully give up on it, because I mean the trailer looked cute. But if I can't figure out how to play the damn thing, the trailer doesn't really matter. The trailer can be as cute as it wants. But I wasn't sure if I was just being stupid and not being able to figure out what they wanted or how to do what they wanted or what. Or if they really needed a little bit more hand-holding, at least as an option, because I'm like, I don't know how to play you. And I don't understand what you want me to do. Like, it was taking me so much frustration and energy just to figure out how to do something so simple. Like, there was one arrow clicking here and one arrow clicking there, and I'm like, I did that, but what do you want me to do? Am I supposed to drag his portrait over to it? Like, I'm clicking this and nothing's showing up. And then once I did figure out what I was supposed to do, and I felt really dumb because I'm like, well, why didn't they just say that? So, I don't know. I don't want to give up on it yet, but I ended up getting a little bit of recording done for Planet Zoo. I got maybe about an hour in on that. Didn't get the next species in the exhibit yet, but I did get them into quarantine and was trying to figure out the layout of their area. And trying to figure out how I wanted to handle the next bit of pathway and stuff. So we'll see. We'll get her there eventually. Alright, so I'm just gonna start popping in our mustard color. Just, you know, so we can get a little bit of another shade in here before we start popping in a little bit more yellow. We might add in another blip of orange here and there, but it's not going to be as thick as it was further up. So the little pieces, they can be a little bit trickier to make sure that they're fully attached because they've got all their little flyaways on both ends. So take your time. You don't need to rush this part at all. You don't need to rush any of it, really. I might be sneezing again in a minute. Oh, please don't sneeze. Please don't sneeze. Ugh, my sinuses started doing that sneeze burn and I was like, no. No more sneezing, please. Don't want to sneeze anymore. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of poke you right into here. Alright, that's probably as far down as I'm gonna take that side because we're gonna have shrubbery laying in here in this next row. below this part, so we don't have to come all the way down to the bottom edge. Alright, let's get some more of our mustard color here. Sorry for the hums in the background, it's hot. I thought it was only supposed to be 60 today, it's like 72. And I'm a little overheated from walking down to do our errand. Like, it wasn't that far of a walk, and we needed the exercise. And it was a nice day out. Even if my allergies are trying to do me in, still needed to get outside for a minute. And I don't know how late they were going to be open, so it's just easier to run down there now. So we did. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the other thing. And I just remembered. It helps if I do the thing. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna grab some of our yellow. Even though it's pretty similar to our buttercup, it's a little bit brighter though. A little bit. Oh, that's probably a little too big. Let's see. Oh, it's not too bad. What was that noise? Oh, it sounded like there was a thud from the other room. Uh-oh. It's Momo time.
Hi, buddy. Give me a minute.
It's Mosasaur time. Alright, and these you can just fill in however you want them to be. Like, doesn't have to be specific colors in certain areas. They can be crooked, apparently. I mean, not all trees grow straight anyhow, but probably be a little weird if they did. honestly. Do I need to get them?
I got one.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like I've got both of you, huh? I've got 2 Tappa Tappas. Alright.
Okay.
Alright, Tappa Tappa 1.
Alright, so I don't want too much orange taking over further down we go. But I'm okay with a little bit being mixed in here. Just so it doesn't abruptly stop showing up. I think it would be more strange if it did that. This guy's a little out of layer. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Sorry, this other one over here looked like it needed a little bit more securing while I was here, so. And that happens sometimes. Just give it another little tap tap. And then you're good to go there. And this guy. All anchored in. No, we feel really bad for our friend because his mom's being weird suddenly. And like she was encouraging him to go back to school, go to college, and so he got the 1 degree, and I think it's electronic computer repair or something electrical and computers or something. I don't know for sure. And so when he had temporarily gotten a job with this other place, they really were having him do stuff that was like outside of his degree field, and it gave him a little bit of experience in doing something else, but at the same time he was really overqualified for what they had him doing. And his coworkers were a little sketchy, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. So, he found out if he tacked on another thing onto what he got, he'd have more job opportunities. So his mom was fine with him going back to school to do that because she was helping with school bills and stuff. And then things suddenly took a turn within the past couple of weeks. Walmart's gotten pissed at his availability because he's like not available 2 days a week because of class, and Walmart can be vindictive sometimes depending on the store you're in, where they'll just cut hours, but apparently it sounds like they cut hours across the board to save money, and I'm like, well, you still have to have people running the store, so like, what the fuck? kind of situation. Like, you can't cut hours that much. I mean, you still need people here. But I guess since he was considered part-time, since he wasn't getting 40 hours, or what is it, 32 or whatever that's considered full-time, then, you know, I guess he was on the chopping block first. I think the one week he said he was scheduled for 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna pay the fucking bills, isn't it? He's like, yep, his brakes need to be repaired on his car, and we were gonna loan him money to try to put towards it, but it turns out he needs like $1,300 to get his brakes fixed. So what we were gonna be able to give him wasn't gonna do jack shit. And he's like, no, he's like, it's fine. I was like, well, do we need to buy you a bike to use in the meantime or something, or so you can at least try to get to work in class? He did an interview for a paid internship, but he won't know if he got that for a little bit. And his mom was just being really weird, and then she started giving him shit because he bought a $13 or $15 book, and it's like, okay. And then she suddenly started talking about she might sell the house that he's staying in because it's one of her properties, and move him up to where she's at, except that's not helping him when he's going to school down here. I don't know how that's helping him. And they've kind of shoved off all of the animals that nobody wants to take care of onto him. Like, one of his nieces or stepsisters or something was was terrified of the one dog they got. So he had to end up housing the dog, and then his mom has a bird, but he has to take care of the bird in a different location or something. Like, most of the dogs are hers that he's taking care of. Like, I think only one of the dogs and his cat are his. And I'm like, well, and like, it was almost a threatening to throw him out situation, and we're like, what the fuck? Russell's like, this is the kind of treatment that makes kids want to cut ties with their parents and not have anything to do with them. He's a good kid. He's not in trouble. That kid hasn't been in trouble a day in his life. He may have gotten one traffic ticket. Like, that's like the most trouble he's ever been in. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. Like, he doesn't deserve this shit, because he's trying to do the stuff that his mom wants to do, and then she's turning around and changing the playbook on him, so to speak. So it's not right, it's not fair. And Russell and I know what it's like to be threatened to be thrown out for any insignificant reason. We know that, and we didn't have anybody that we could turn to. We would have just been fucked and on the street. So we wanted to make sure that he knew if it came to it, and we know it wouldn't be the ideal situation, that at least he could come here and have a roof over his head, and at least bring some of the animals, at least his animals. We'd have to get another door. I mean, you know, but we wanted him to know that we would make it work, because he's a good kid. And he's like, no, he goes, I don't want to go that route yet. And we're like, well, just remember the offer's there if it comes to it. Well, candy cane helped a little bit. I only broke off a tiny piece of it. Didn't really pull it in like I was supposed to, but that's okay. Things take shape as you do them, and if this is how it wants to look, then this is how it wants to look. Who am I to tell it otherwise? And I'm fairly certain that our shrubbery down in here is gonna cover our bottom edging. Oh my goodness. Sinuses just absolutely hate me today. So Russell ended up emailing the lawyer, and they didn't answer the email yet. And he's an anxious bundle of nerves, and I'm like, that's why I told you to call them. He goes, yeah, but if they don't answer the email, they wouldn't have answered the phone either. So he doesn't know. I mean, she's kind of busy. And, you know, we're not even sure if she's in the office today. So I think if he doesn't hear back from them by tomorrow, he might try calling them. We'll see what's going on with that. That's probably pretty good for that there. So let me put my colors of fluff back into their bags here, just so we can keep everybody straight. Oh. There was more of that color floating around than I realized. Okay. That's fine. Just grab that guy. Alright, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to advance the tutorial and see where Bob's going to take us next. Okay, so he's going to start to put in some trees along our horizon line here. And he's kind of using sap green and a tiny bit of the alizarin crimson, just to kind of like put it on the brownish side of green. Okay. And that's going to come down a little bit. Oh boy, that's a lot of green. Right. Okay. We don't really get a full-on pulled back view on that, so excuse me, coconut turtle. Okay, so I think in here I ended up blending in trying to decipher my own sketch. Okay. Okay, this should be the hunter green all in the background here. Who were you talking to?
Oh, some kids were walking by, so I was talking to the puppies.
Sorry about that. My sinuses are angry. Okay. So we need our hunter green. To get our base shadows in here. And he kind of leaves a little bit of a divot. Not really like dead center, but kinda. Kind of, sort of around in here, and it's like only on like the skyline edge. Not really skyline, but the closer to the horizon.
Just running over to Harps real quick.
Let's grab him.
The lettuce I was gonna eat is old, like slimy brown old.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get a replacement.
Okay. Grab the cheese while you're there.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So this is gonna be a little bit thick, but a little bit airy at the same time. I know that doesn't really make sense. Because he's got his pretty thick, but there's some breaks in it. Got your wallet?
Yeah.
So we want a few breaks here and there is okay, but we don't want it too broken up. Kind of deal. So we'll come down in through here. And we'll start working this in. Now this is going to come a little bit below our purple line here. So that's fine. We've got some room to work with here. This is sort of going to be, well, not going, it's not sort of, but it is going to be our background. Kind of our deeper shadows. For our shrubbery. And slightly closer trees. So take your time, because you are constructing the shapes here. Again, your world, so you shape your shrubbery and trees how you want them to be. How tall, how short. You know, and you can kind of shape your bits and pieces here. What you're looking for. I would start out smaller and then work your way up to making them bigger until you're sure that's how you want it to be. Because it's easy to add stuff. Really difficult to undo something. I mean, you can try to get it like how Bob has it. You can try. I think my divot's a little off center here. My little low point. That's okay. We'll figure that out as we go. And if we need to come back and add in some more treeage in here to bring that to the ground, we can do that. Or if we need to, you know, just add a little bit of a extra piece there, we can do that too. Now, hunter green was really the darkest green that I had, so that's what I'm using here. If you have a darker shade that you want to go with, that's great. You know, pick the colors that you have or can get access to and go from there. Well, I do kind of want that to be our lower point. It was bugging me that that tree was just kind of floating, so it'll still end up being our lower point. When we're done with this background section, but just wanted to kind of take care of that now. While we were here and thinking about it. Okay. So yeah, again, sorry that the stream was late, but we had some things that needed to be dealt with. Kind of unexpectedly. Get what you needed? Alright, so this guy, if she's up, tell her what I'm doing for dinner.
Huh?
If she's up, tell her what I'm doing for dinner.
I told her.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So we'll get this worked into here. So we're just kind of slowly feeling it out. Trying to see what kind of tree shapes are speaking to us here. We'll go from there. So I'm kind of hugging the purple line at the moment, but it is going to end up coming down a little bit below our purple line. I just kind of want to get our shrub line figured out before I take it too much further downward kind of situation. That was a sudden barky noise. Don't think it was any of our guys. I'm just trying to make sure that like the edge here is where we're meeting the purple is a little bit more solid. Because that would make sense, so at least to my brain. And this is like a hunter green. The camera's making it look black. It is a hunter green. I promise. I've got all my lights on, so I'm a little surprised it's quite so dark there. But yeah, just kind of take your time, think about what you're doing. What shape are you feeling? What is the fluff wanting to do? I mean, you really want it to do what you want it to do, but at the same time, fluff is gonna fluff, so It's also going to do a little bit of what it wants to do. So just kind of run with it. Be like, okay, you want to kind of go in that shape and then kind of work from there. So don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, you guys. And subscribe over there if you could, it's free. And if you turn your notifications on, you'll know when I've posted something over there. And it's not just the live streams that I'm archiving over there. You will find some stuff every so often as I have time popping up over there that we didn't do on live stream. Like the speed builds where I'm catching up in Planet Zoo to the husband. Or some art projects that I just didn't have the chance to live stream. Because maybe I was just not feeling like live streaming it, or I just didn't have the energy to live stream it, or I wasn't in a position where I could live stream it. Like maybe the boys were doing something, so it was just easier to record it and mute everything, and then just kind of come back and put some music over top of it. I'm just trying to give some of our shrubs a little bit of height now in this part. And a little bit of fluff in this section will go sort of a long way, because, you know, we want to feel this out. We don't want it to be too solid, right? But we don't want it to be too broken, too airy. A little bit through happenstance is okay. Because, you know, that would happen. We just don't want it to look entirely like Swiss cheese, though. Or at least that's not what I'm looking for. If that's how your world is, then, you know, okay. I mean, your sky could be lime green for all I know. So I do have some breaks in here, and that is gonna bug me. It's not like in the right spot where I'd be okay with there being breaks in that. So I'm gonna see if I can try to fill those in a bit. What the heck do I hang now? Oh, gonna sneeze. maybe not. Damn it, sinuses. That split second of pre-sneeze burn, and then it just kind of vanished. Alright. So I've got a few more breaky boos in this section. So let's go ahead and we're gonna fill those in. Oh goodness. Okay. We need a little bit more fluff. No idea what that was. Or that. Okay. Alright, so let's work on getting this bottom edge tucked into here. And we can see in Bob's, he does come down past the horizon line a little bit. And in our sketch, let me see if I can do this. So in our sketch, I brought the hunter green down pretty far. This line should be a little bit wider, I think. So I think that was my bad by making that thin. So eventually I think the hunter green might come all the way down to maybe like in here, but he does have a little bit of a lighter section to break up between this up here and this down here. This is kind of supposed to be like in shadow, so we're probably going to make this line a little bit thicker. This was just only like, yeah, maybe we'll go here kind of things. As I completely distort our sketch there. Oh, bangs my elbow. I didn't even bang it that hard. Oh my god, that hurt more than if I had slammed it into there. Shit. My whole elbow went numb there for a second. Damn. Be taken out by just tapping my elbow. Fascinating. Like, really, body? Like, okay. Alright. So we'll get that worked into there. Alright, and then this is gonna need a little bit more. Oh, nose is itching. Along our edge here. I mean, he's got a huge tree sitting here, up in here. Now, I did say that I was gonna go a little bit more air in between our trees here. Just because I didn't want to lose all that beautiful purple color that we put in there for the sky. Probably really more like angry, tormented fall sky colors. But let's see what we can do. I mean, we are going to have other shades coming back in here over top of this. So, I do have that going for us there. Alright, so I want to start to work on our big guy here. So I'm going to come up into the corner. Keep forgetting this doesn't have to be centered on the mat. Now probably as we get further out from where the tree trunk would be on the sky, there'd probably be some more holes and things. Happening. So I just wanted to be real careful along our edge here, so we didn't get too wild and crazy. And let's start tapping the rest of this guy in here. Oh, I thought he had come in. Alright. So we got these guys here. Alright, it's not looking too bad. So what are you doing for dinner?
I just had some salad and I'm gonna make myself a bacon sandwich.
Okay, was she okay with dinner selection tonight?
Yeah.
Can you do me one favor?
What you need?
Could you ask her what she wants with it? Does she want rice, mashed potatoes, french fries, or mac and cheese? Because that's what I have for side offerings today. Alright, so we'll get these guys put in here. Alright, so I'm gonna be kind of like in a swirly pattern here with it. And you can spread it out a little bit, but don't stab in and then move. You want to just kind of do it on the surface without putting the needle actually into
She actually wants some of her hash browns with it.
her hash brown.
She has bagged hash browns. You won't like them because they have peppers and shit in them.
Okay.
So I'll make those up for her.
Alright, then I'm gonna have mac and cheese then.
Okay, I might steal some.
Okay. So we'll get this stabbed into here. That's not looking too shabby. And this is a big guy. So he's gonna come over a bit. So I just wanna go slow with him. So like I said, it's easier to build up than it is to attempt to take away. I'm gonna try to keep my edge up here. I know we're already a little misshapen up there, but that's fine. We'll fix it later. And it will be all good. So like I said, we're gonna order my dowels tonight, at some point here. Alright, so this might be about as far over. Well, no, we can come a little bit further. This is a big guy. Sorry for the snuffles. Allergy season is horrendous. Allergy life is horrendous. Let's just put it that way. I don't really think it's a season anymore for me. It might very well be the hayfields that are my problem. Although the tree pollen seems to not be doing me any favors either. Okay, so looking at my sketch, I did come all the way over. I did. Alright. That's fine. It's not doing the husband any favors either. Sorry, that was the husband. So we are working on this. Are these anxiety things or are these normal things?
Probably mostly anxiety things.
Okay. Well, I'll be wrapping up soon. Alright, so our trunk kind of mostly centers over this way. So I'm gonna start to kind of curve this guy out and start wrapping him back around to where he needs to go. Alrighty, so we got that. And down into here. Alright, that might be a little too much breakage in there for right now, but let's see what we can keep going here. Yes, we should be able to. Alright, that's not looking too bad. So we're getting our shadows in and stuff. So he kind of brought all of this up, or like around the edge of in here, and I kind of see why he did it, because it kind of frames it up. I was originally planning on leaving a little bit more space in there, but you know, now that I've got it in front of me with what we're actually doing, maybe we do need to have that a little bit more framed out. Still try to get everything, keep it from floating and stuff. And I mean, we do have a good amount of purple in between. And I kind of liked the sketch a little bit better where I had some air in there, but now I'm a little undecided about how I want to handle that. Alright, well, let's keep bringing this down here. Along our edge, and at least kind of get this part established as best as we can in here. You're okay. Alright, so I think with that, we'll go ahead and pause there today. Sorry for the shorter stream today, and sorry I got started a little bit late, but I did need to go run an errand real quick with the husband. So we will pick this back up next Sunday. The next planned stream is going to be on Thursday with Coral Island. We'll see if I can do an extra stream in between that or not. I don't know if I'll be able to. We'll figure that out as we go. But thank you guys for popping in. We got a little bit done. I mean, we got the background the distant background trees done, and we're working on getting our shadows in for this tree line in here. We're not done yet over here. This needs to come out a little bit further, and then I might do like another like bushy tree like right in here and stuff. So still working on that. But until we're together again, make sure you follow all the socially places down below, and especially, you know, follow the Twitter, because I always post there when I go live, or you can turn your notifications on here and follow, and then you'll know when I go live as well. So until next time, you guys have a great week, and I hope to see you next time.